That doesn't do it though.
That she was there.
Presented for assistance by another individual. So she can't tell you why that individual called. Thank you. Is it Drewer?
Sure.
Spell it.
R-O-U-R.
C-H-A-H.
R.
Shorer? Shuror. Like roar, shuror. Got it. Okay. All right, we ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Sit down. Make yourself comfortable.
Preliminary.
Yeah.
We have a Michigan State Police crime lab developed from Marlin County, which contraband confiscated in this case. The report has been marked as proposed exhibit 1. It shows that the substance was tested, and in fact, this cocaine. I shared it with counsel. I believe we have a stipulation with that.
That's correct, Judge.
Thank you. And you don't have to jump up to talk to me.
I may have put your honor.
Sure.
Just for the record,
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
You already got it?
I would just like to note that the amount of that substance is about a quarter of a gram, less than a gram.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. So one witness exam, we'll call Officer Gardner.
Officer. Oh, he's out? Okay. Officer, all the way up front. Raise your right hand. Swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Come on up. Watch your step on my incline ramp. Make yourself comfortable in that chair. Gardner. 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 When you're ready, Mr. Capel.
Morning, Officer Gardner. Work for the Romulus Police Department.
Yes.
Taking you back in time to October 5th of 2025 in the afternoon around 5:30. Were you working as a police officer?
Yes.
Where were you at that time?
At that time, I was attached to an address on Middle.
Do you remember the address on Bill?
I don't remember off.
If you saw the report, would it refresh your memory? Yes, with the address on Middle Street.
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Please.
Showing the witness page 2 of the police report. Officer Gardner, just review it and tell us when your memory is refreshed.
Okay.
What is the address on Biddle?
9526 though.
Well, at that time, are you in uniform or plain clothes?
In uniform,
Are you in a marked or unmarked vehicle?
in a marked vehicle.
Are you alone or do you have a partner?
At that time, I was alone.
Talk about Middle Street. Why were you at Middle Street?
We were dispatched to a male slumped over the wheel of a white Ford Bronco next to park next to the dumpster.
How much time passed between when you received the dispatch as to a man slumped over the wheel on Middle Street and when you actually arrived?
I don't know the exact time.
Approximately.
Under 5 minutes?
On that day, did you meet a gentleman named John Palmer?
Yes.
You saw John Palmer again, you think you recognize him?
Yeah.
Tell the judge whether you see John Palmer.
I
What is he wearing?
a gray hoodie, black pants, sweatshirt.
Noted.
The record reflect the witnesses identified the defendant John Palmer.
Noted.
Where do you first see the defendant John Palmer?
I'm sorry.
Where do you first see the defendant John Palmer?
He was in the white Ford Bronco
Is he alone or does he have a passenger?
alone
Is he behind the wheel or is he in the passenger area?
behind the vehicle.
What do you notice, if anything, about the defendant?
He was slumped over the wheel. I also observed a needle on his slab at that time.
What was that, sir?
I observed a needle on his slab at that time.
Was he awake at any time?
After I knocked on the window, he woke up.
How many times did you have to knock on the window?
I don't remember the exact amount, probably like 2 or 3.
So what do you notice, if anything, regarding John Palmer at this point?
He woke up, took what was off of his lap, placed it to the left of him, and rolled down the window.
What did he do with it?
He took the objects that were on his lap and placed it on the ground to the left of him.
Can you tell the judge what object you're referring to?
We recovered a capped needle and a Michigan lottery ticket that was folded up containing a brown powdery substance.
But based on what you saw, did you form any inferences as to what might have happened?
Yes.
What inferences did you draw?
At that time, we inferred that he had taken drugs and was experiencing symptoms from that.
You used the pronoun we. Who's the second person?
Officer Green responded with me.
Solomon Green? What happens to these items that you just described in Judge Middleton?
After they were photographed, we collected them and they were placed on evidence.
What happens after that?
These are their lab sheets, there's some issues, they lab to be tested.
You mentioned lotto folds.
Yes,
Do you have any experience with lotto folds in your line of work?
there are three. We learned that typically it's used as a sword or, drug.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your
Counsel, your witness.
Bill Street, what city is that located?
Right.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, Officer Gardner. So you were dispatched for a welfare check.
Correct.
The dispatch related to that there had been a 911 caller.
Correct.
And that 911 caller had said that a man had been slumped over his steering wheel for several hours.
Yes.
You understood your job to be checking on this man's welfare.
Judge, Your Honor, that's not irrelevant. That's what she does.
She's already answered. Go ahead.
And that's reflected in your report? Yeah. And you weren't there for a fight? No. And you weren't there for any other criminal activity? No. When you got there, you saw that a man was unconscious.
He was slumped over the wheel.
Okay. Was that a yes or no, miss?
Yes.
And you saw a needle in his lap?
Yes.
And you recognize that to be drug paraphernalia? And this led you to believe that he could be unconscious due to drug use?
Yes.
And you and your partner asked the questions of his drug use?
Yes.
And you asked those questions because you thought he might overdose?
Your Honor, we would move to strike the answer of unconsciousness. She's not in a position to tell you that. She's not an ER doctor. She can tell you he wasn't awake, but how does she know whether he was unconscious?
Response.
Asking her what she observed. She can observe whether or not somebody is awake or conscious or what have you.
But there's a distinction between being conscious.
I'm not asking her for a medical.
Okay, we're going to talk one at a time. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I know it's not a really important point here, but there's a distinction between being unconscious and being asleep.
I'm not asking her to make a medical conclusion, Judge. I'm just asking her what she observed.
Okay, I'll allow it. I can weed the shaft from the wheat.
And you were asking those questions because you thought he might overdose.
Judge, irrelevancy. He either had drugs or he didn't have drugs.
What's the relevance?
Judge, I'm asking questions that fall within the statute that my client is charged under. And I'm allowed to ask those questions.
Has to be relevant, Your
Yeah.
Honor.
And it is relevant.
Then explain why it's relevant.
It's relevant because this was a welfare check. Somebody was calling because they were concerned for my client's well-being. And I'm trying to gather information about what state my client was in.
Then ask her what state your client was in. You're asking her the reason she asked these questions. Those aren't relevant. The reason she's asking her questions aren't relevant.
And would you offer my client help?
Judge, irrelevance.
I'm
What
asking,
matter?
it does matter. I'm asking her what happened in this matter. And how this situation ended, Judge.
What's it matter? He's charged with possession.
He is charged with possession, Judge, but it's also what he was using those drugs for. I have stipulated to the lab report. And it matters how those drugs are being used.
How does that matter?
Judge, I will
Does he have a prescription for the cocaine?
not say that the cocaine drug, but it will be relevant in my mind.
That's be relevant at this point.
It is relevant at this,
Then you have to explain to me how.
it's relevant because under the statute, there is a Good Samaritan, exception to this rule.
That protects the Good Samaritan.
I'm trying to get answers from Officer Gardner to show that that was a warranted, call for Mr. Palmer's welfare. And Mr. Kaplan is not allowing me to do so.
Okay, but doesn't that statute protect the Good Samaritan?
No, the statute protects the person who is using.
There's no law of that. In fact,
Yes, there is. It is.
I didn't interrupt you.
I'm sorry, I thought you were done. You took a pause.
Go ahead.
There's no law to that effect. Now, there is some case law where if you have dope, you take it to the police station, you can relinquish. In this case, he fell asleep with the drugs on his person. How does that make him a good Samaritan? He's a bad Samaritan.
May I please cite the law?
Sure.
It is 333.7403, subsection 3A. May I read it into the record?
I'd rather you hand it to me because I don't do well when people read to me.
If I may have.
Yeah.
It's highlighted.
Highlighted portion. So your argument is that Mr. Palmer's been presented for assistance by another individual?
Yes, that's correct. And it's relevant that I asked Officer Gardner if she procured assistance because that's what it was called.
Any argument to that?
How can staff?
Okay, counsel, I've asked him a question.
Anything related to this witness is hearsay. I know this is tangential. It's all hearsay. We can't cross-examine anyone who called, but it's not even relevant. If counsel were correct on this, you could have a drug kingpin who falls asleep at the wheel, and all the drugs found in his car can't be admitted. That's nonsense. There's no law to that.
Yeah, well, let's argue the language of the statute. The statute says an individual who seeks medical assistance for himself or herself, or who requires medical assistance and is presented for assistance by another, has an exemption. Her argument is because of the dispatch call, Mr. Palmer was presented for assistance by another.
First of all, we have the hearsay issue. She can't overcome. There's no doubt about it. Statement made out of court for truth of the matter certain, so we don't know why anyone called. You might just have somebody speculating. We don't know. Somebody sees a person slumped at the, you're gonna call. It could be an unconscious person, it could be a guy who's been shot, it could be all kinds of circumstances. This unknown caller, Judge, doesn't have personal knowledge, can't tell you why the guy was slumped behind the wheel.
Would you agree with me, counsel, that the reason for the call is pretty important for your argument?
I-
And would you also agree you can't establish that today at the probable cause hearing?
Check. Probable causes.
That's a yes or no question, counsel. How are you going to establish it without the person that called?
Would you like me to answer yes or no, or would you like me to answer?
I'd like you to answer yes or no. Are you going to be able to establish that today?
Yes.
Good luck. How are you going to do it?
Judge, I'm trying to, again, procure answers from Officer Gardner as to why she was there, how she was able to assist Mr. Palmer in doing those things. She has answered affirmatively.
That doesn't do it though.
That she was there.
Presented for assistance by another individual. So she can't tell you why that individual called.
Judge, the purpose of this law is for.
Counsel, I understand the purpose for the law. That doesn't help us today. Today's a probable cause hearing.
Understand that the purpose also for the probable cause hearing, yes, is to establish.
Don't lecture me, counsel.
Um,
I've been doing this longer than you've been alive. I understand the purpose for a probable cause hearing. Okay? I'll allow you to ask your question.
I'm sorry. This one. And Judge, I would like to point out that Mr. Kaplan did open the door to the 911 call in his direct examination. I did not object to hearsay to him, and he did not object to hearsay when I asked the question of what the 911 caller had said.
It wasn't hearsay when he used it, counsel. It was meant to explain why she went to Biddle Street. That's not for the truth of the matter.
I understand, Judge, but,
Back to your questions.
and did you call for help?
Did we call EMS?
Yes,
To petition the bill, yes.
yes. Okay,
What'd you say to what, Dick?
To petition him.
Thank you.
okay. And Rollins Police, or, excuse me, not police, a fire department, they did respond, EMS came?
Yes,
Okay, and then they took him to the hospital?
yes, we're, Officer Green petitioned him.
Okay. And you did that because you believe that he needed that help?
For mental illness, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
No more questions for this witness?
No.
Any redirect?
Very great. Make sure we have them. You had other occasions where you were summoned, dispatched to an area of a person sleeping or slumping behind a wheel.
Yes,
Are there many circumstances that could cause him,
yes,
like physical illness,
yes,
like overdosing,
yes,
like using too many drugs,
yes,
lack of sleep?
yes.
Any recross?
Yes.
Go ahead.
You search the vehicle, right? It's,
Actually, outside the scope of finding that.
Judge, it's relevant, I'm just trying to lay a little bit of foundation.
But it's outside the scope.
May I approach this witness?
Sure. Morning, counsel.
Do you recall writing a report?
Yes.
And do you recall, stating in your
We
report?
have checked, the report is here saying she could be impeached if she made an inconsistent statement.
Okay.
Anything in the report is here.
Do you recall evaluating whether he needed medical attention due to the state that he was found in?
Checked and relevant.
It's within the scope of what he asked.
I'll allow it.
Yes,
Okay, and that's consistent with your report, is that correct? Okay. And so you were trying to help him, not just for his mental illness, but for the state that he found him in.
we were trying to establish if he needed medical assistance or the state use of it.
Okay, and you determined that to be in the affirmative, is that correct?
For possible overdose, no, he did not get any medical attention for that. Medical attention was called for the petition, the comments he made while in the back of the patrol car.
Okay. Just 1 minute. Okay.
Sure.
Do you recall retaining a monitor him because he was trying to ensure that he was still alert and responsive?
Checked and relevancy.
Again, this is within the scope of,
I'll allow it.
were you trying to ensure that he was still alert and responsive?
Yes,
And that's because of the state that you found him incorrect.
as well as because he told us that he had used 20 minutes prior.
Okay, so that's a yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
He told you that he's
Hold on. How many shots are we gonna have at her?
supposed to, there's no redirect, but if something new is opened up. Don't have a kid,
No.
thank you.
And
People are.
no other witnesses? You can step down off to Gardner. Watch your step on my rant. Safe to assume we don't have any defense witnesses today?
No.
I'm ready for argument.
Thank you, Ryan. Very simple case, happens every day, comes in any large municipality. People fall asleep in their cars. Why? Sometimes, why do people fall asleep in their cars? Sometimes they play. Sometimes they're meditating. Sometimes they overdose. Sometimes they consume too much alcohol. Sometimes they're hiding. In this case, the officer responds to see this John Palmer gentleman slumped behind the wheel, and they don't know, Judge. they acted appropriately. I mean, the guy could have been in the throes of overdose where he needed medication. We don't know that. But we do know, Judge, that he was in possession of drugs. And very interesting, brought out on recross was, he told them, he said, yeah, 20 minutes ago, I used cocaine. Judge, it's possession of cocaine, not there's some perhaps at circuit court level. If so, I'm going to learn something new today. Thank you, Ron.
Counsel.
Yes, Judge. The defense had presented, Your Honor, with the statute, 333 civil foreclosure. So section 3A of the Good Samaritan, exception to simple possession prosecution. Judge, that exception requires that the police are there for a medical emergency because of drugs. That is reflected in her report, that is reflected in her direct, testimony that the people are, quite honestly ignoring. She found a cat meal and a lotto ticket in his lap. He was slumped over not just because he was simply asleep, but because he had been using drugs. That was an inference of a drug overdose. The people had stated that, you know, that Officer Gardner had testified that my client had said that he had only used 20 minutes sooner, but she had also, excuse me, I'm sorry. She had testified that the 911 caller had said that this person had been slumped over the wheel for several hours. It is also required that that the drugs are in a small quantity. When I made the stipulation to the lab report, I did note for the record that it is about 1/4 of a gram of drugs. Less than 1 whole gram, and I'm sorry, I had sugar packet for you, Judge, but a sugar packet, needle packet, is 1 gram of drugs. Mr. Palmer had on him 1/4 of that. That is most certainly the amount of personal use. And it is a defense only to simple possession. So nothing about a kingpin, nothing about somebody who has a ton of drugs in their car. It is a statute or a law designed specifically for somebody in Mr. Palmer's situation. Police arrive because of that 911 call of an unconscious man. They find that unconscious man with needle in his mouth. They get him with medical attention. And they find a very small amount of drugs on him. And again, Judge, this is something that is designed for people just like Mr. Palmer, and as such, rule over dismissal. And I would also, I'm sorry, like to say, Michigan Court of Appeal case that highlights this perfectly. This is People of the State of Michigan versus Justin Edward Duha. The LC number is 22. It's a published case 3115. And it's a very similar situation in which an individual is overdosing. Somebody calls 911 to get him medical attention, and the Court of Appeals found. And it is important to note that this person also said that he did not want help, or he did not want medical attention. And the Court of Appeals found that this did fall within the Good Samaritan exception to the statute. And if I could please present this to the court.
Sure.
Presenting the people of the patent.
Mr. Kaplan, any response?
Okay. Practicing a long time. Generally, attorneys will provide reports to the opposing attorney. So I found out about what. That's fine. Judge, even if you find it's cockamamie claim, it's an affirmative defense, and they at circuit court would have the burden of coming forward in evidence, and then we would have to repel it if it is an offense. But in this case, Judge, not only did he have dope with them, but he admitted he had just ingested it. She can't tell you that any Good Samaritans was calling about drugs. She just wanted to know, meaning whoever called Judge. And I can't cross-examine it. I'd like to cross-examine that person, Judge. And, you know, I would ask some probing questions of them. And ultimately, you know what that witness would say, Judge? If she exists, she'll say, I don't know. I saw a guy slumped over the wheel. Thank you.
Thank you both. I'm going to bind over. Number one, I don't think it's an appropriate argument for probable cause hearing. And number two, I do not believe this is what the statute was meant to, and it does not fit the facts of the Duha case. Duha's case, the defendant's mother called after she I just looked in and checked on him and he was not okay. He was unresponsive. I tried to wake him up and shake him, but defendant did not respond. Totally different situation than some anonymous caller saying, hey, there's a guy sleeping in a car. Bond over. AOI 7726, 9 a.m. Bond will be continued. Good luck downtown, Mr. Palmer.
But in
In
this
this
case,
courtroom,
Judge,
the judge
not only
carefully
did he have
listened
to
to
go with
every
them, but he
detail before
just
reaching a
ingested
decision.
it.
The court showed
She
patience,
can't tell you
fairness,
that
and
any
respect for
scenario
both
is
sides,
calling about
while
drugs.
ensuring
It's
that
like, no,
accountability
meaning
remained at
culture.
the center of justice.
Cross-examine
The judge's words
like to
reflected the
cross-examine
importance of
judges, right?
responsibility,
I would ask some
self-control,
probing questions.
and respect for
And
others.
ultimately, you were
Rather
gonna
than
lose
acting on
Judge,
emotion, the
if she
court
exists,
relied
she'll
on
say, I don't
facts,
know, this
evidence,
like
and the
I
rule of
saw
law.
you.
This case serves as a reminder
Thank-
that justice
Yeah.
is not only
Thank you
about
both.
punishment,
I'm going to
but
bind
also
over.
about protecting
Number one, I don't think it's an
victims,
appropriate
encouraging
argument for probable cause
accountability,
hearing. And
and
number two, I
maintaining
do not
public
believe this
trust.
is what the
The
statute was meant to,
courtroom
and it
once
does
again
not fit the facts of the
demonstrated
Duha
why
case.
fairness and
Duha's
law
case,
matter in
the
society.
defendant's
In a
mother
tense courtroom
called
exchange,
after she
the judge showed clear frustration after learning that a key witness was discovered on the
I
very
just
day of
looked in
trial.
and
The
checked on
court
him and he was
criticized the
not
last-minute
okay. He was
request for a delay
unresponsive.
and questioned
I tried
how
to wake
such an
him up
important
and
witness
shake him, but
had gone
defendant did not
unnoticed for
respond.
months. When it
Totally
was
different
revealed that people
situation
had
than
been
some
told to
anonymous
leave before
caller
the
saying,
court
hey, there's a
officially
guy
adjourned,
sleeping in a
the
car.
judge responded sharply, reminding everyone
Bound
that
over.
courtroom
AOI
procedures must be
7726,
respected. Although
9
the
a.m.
trial was
Bond will be
postponed, the
continued.
judge
Good
issued a
luck
stern
downtown,
warning
Mr.
that no
Palmer.
further unnecessary delays would be tolerated. The case will now return to court for trial.